and G. G says D. G says D. Every letter makes a sound. G says D. E. E says E. And E says X. Every letter makes a sound. E says E. And X. F. F says F says every letter makes a sound. F says G. G says G says G. And G says G. Every letter makes a sound. G says G. And G. H. H says H says every letter makes a sound. H says I says I. And I says it. Every letter makes a sound. I says I. And it. J. J says J. J says J. Every letter makes a sound. J says J. K. K says K. K says K. Every letter makes a sound. K says K. L. L says ooh. L says ooh. Every letter makes a sound. L says ooh. M. M says M says Every letter makes a sound. M says N. N says N says Every letter makes a sound. N says O. O says O. And O says O. Every letter makes a sound. O says O. And O. P. P says P says every letter makes a sound. P says Q. Q says Q. Q says Q. Every letter makes a sound. Q says Q. R. R says R. Says Every letter makes a sound. R says S. S says S says every letter makes a sound. S says T. T says T says every letter makes a sound. T says U. U says U. And U says Every letter makes a sound. U says U. And C. C says C says Every letter makes a sound. C says W. W says W says